Beep boody, beep boody, beep 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 boody beep 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 boody. Y'all, we're live right now. I'm gonna give technology a little bit of time to catch up with us. Lord knows that we buffer for quite some time every time that we go on live. So right now, as you know, we're gonna have a little bit of a grace period before we start the show, and I'm gonna make probably a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying, and get us ready. We're going all willy-nilly. Nothing's really prepared for this broadcast, just to let y'all know. I know nobody's listening to me right now. But we're going to go in all willy-nilly, and we're going to see where we end up. Shout out to the person who's watching in here. You know, like the title of the live stream suggests, is we're going to go on in about 10 minutes, all right? So stay put. And in the meantime, I will be making some coffee. I suggest you do the same. It's about to get real. All right. So I'll be right back. Beep, 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 beep. Hey y'all, it is about 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I made it at the promised time right now. It's exactly that according to my alarm clock. Last night we did a surprise show in which, let's see, here's the thing. I want to explain right out on the onset that what we're aiming for is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, broadcast sometimes. Me personally, I just ate too much, like real quick and stuff. I was getting ready for this broadcast, and I could tell, it's affecting my midsection quite negatively right now. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be somewhat willy nilly. All right, and I'll let you know beforehand. But we're just kind of, it's like a free for all. All right, it's not gonna be very professional, and I'm sure that there's gonna be times, in the future where it's gonna be more professional, and I'll let y'all know. Time it might not be the exact same time every time. Until we get into the swing of things, we're just kind of going willy nilly, all right? And I just wanted to get that out of the way before we start up, all right? And, all right, we're jam packed full of news. And, sometimes I gotta admit that, like, I don't even mention the most important details, of the day, like the things that everybody hears about goes right over my head. There's so much news that I'll be talking about Popeye's chicken sandwiches and how people getting stabbed over them and stuff like that. Might not be the most important thing in the news, but it is pretty dang significant. Big says, "You whiny bee." I'm not going to say it, but obviously you can see it on the screen. Joe Biggs, that's interesting. I actually, as a side note, I met Joe Biggs one time. I tell people this story from time to time. Uh, she came to San Antonio. Thing is, the city of San Antonio, their Chamber of Commerce or whatever you can call it, they wanted to have a meeting with Bernie Sanders. This is literally how it goes down. People there, you're gonna rest assured. I mean, a lot of them be college kids who don't know nothing, who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. All right. But if again, still, and there would be some baby boomers for sure. All right, wanting that legalized marijuana or something like that. Let's be honest, because if it was Austin, he would go there. All right, if it was San Antonio, he didn't find the need. Anyways, he didn't go. He didn't go, but Hillary Clinton went, and this was like in October-ish, probably. Some technically, I don't have a vehicle still to this day, but I had managed to get some Jamaicans. True story. To drive you downtown to see Hillary Clinton, and we did. We did see. She has an aura about her, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, it is larger than life, or it's like it's overwhelming, right? You can feel it. You can almost see it. Anyways, it's to the Hillary Clinton like merchandise, the place where they were giving out things, and they were giving them out. They weren't selling them. Like I don't know. I guess people probably would buy them, but they were just giving them out for free. Also, the posters and flyers. This T-shirt, man, I don't want to get too much off on a tangent, but it was super communist. It just looked communist. It was really kind of creepy. Everything about it was creepy, and it's crazy. Everything about speak English, right? Are you trying to get me to vote for you? And no, there were no English ones. That was completely disrespectful. Honestly, completely and totally, by Hillary Clinton, and she didn't care. Like she's so tone do notice this, but still it's disrespectful, all right, that you would do that. And I met Joe Biggs, right? So I saw him. Thing is, I gave him the T-shirt that they gave me, and I wouldn't doubt that he still has it. I mean, that was a really creepy T-shirt. I don't know, and it looks like a communist T-shirt. It's terrible. But I met Joe Biggs at one time, and I actually met that man, that behind the scenes man, Zimmerman. I forget what's his first name. Zimmerman. I met him that day, and he's not never gonna remember that. But the thing, right? I shook his hand. He's a pretty short guy, but he'll still kick your ass probably. All right. So let's jump into this. I want to just address what we're looking at right now, real quickly, because we're already looking at it. You've been looking at it for quite some time. Rest about where y'all come from. I'm sure a lot of the places are nice and stuff, where people are nice and polite, and they have manners, right? So when I walk up into a restaurant, it just seems like it makes sense. It seems very normal to have manners. Um, address people by like, you know what I'm saying? By like, hey you over there, you get here and listen to me right now. You know, usually I address people by certain words because I don't know their names. I'll say sir, respectful and be polite. How else do you do it? Be like, person, get over here. Let me talk to you real quick. It's like, dude, that's not how people talk. All right, it's very uncomfortable. The whole situation. I mean, whether you're a boy or a girl, all right, we can figure it out. But speaking of all that, that's just to dab our little toes in. We're about to dive into it. I want to draw attention right now to a dear contributor. Turn my face down. Well, I asked for some links to some important things. D sent me some links to some important things. Now, there's going to become a point where I won't be able to look at every link or whatever that people send me. Click on your links because you're so good. And that's what we're setting up right now. D knows what it is. Sent me a link, and I believe it sent me to here if we can't get this right. I hope we're not buffering, y'all. I mean, we could be. I don't have any correspondence. But secondly, see if I can't get the buffering out of the way. It seems to only happen like at the beginning of the broadcast. Like my technology is like, oh man, I'm not sure I know what you want me to do. For so many questions come to mind. I don't know what this is. Like La Court News, never heard of it. Maybe it's legitimate. Maybe it's got a reputation and stuff like that. Never heard of it. All right, so I come across it because D sent me the link. Y'all might not have heard. So, University of Arizona hosts kid-friendly workshop on dressing and drag. Obviously, obviously that's what they would do. It's trending around the nation. I mean, like, that's what's the cool thing through the article. We're gonna just stroll through. We're gonna note that stuff's very creepy, and it's crazy to think. Like, I think they might have pictures. Look, here's a picture, man. Get this. 1 second. I'll kind of like pan around. Man, get me out of this. Get me out of it. Google don't give me no options. All right. So you're saying that that's creepy. It's like, what is that? Is that like a little kid or something? What is in the cartoons? I mean, all the time. But it gets weird and creepy. It's like, what is this? You got E.T. You got E.T. You got on the side Charles Manson looking a little bit, rambunctious that day. Yeah, and then you got this little kid. Creepy. All right. Makes you wonder what the heck's going on here. Is this a joke or like you got Jesus off to the right? You got these Cupid angels or whatever flying around all naked, and Instagram right. And if so, then the person who made it up has to be real sick, anyways. I mean, like this is sick. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much more that we're going about to look at if our technology can get with us. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even think it's that long, but we got a little bit of time, so we're going to dive into it, all right? La Court News on Saturday, the University of Arizona hosted a workshop to guide individuals. Mind you, I don't the cathartic experience of dressing in drag. Now, you've already become aware that all sort of drag queens are being, encouraged over at the schools and stuff, to young schools all the way through college. All sort is that it's a cathartic experience. I mean, I guess, is that what that means? Cathartic? Oh man, I don't want to be cathartic. The university noted that the event titled Drag as Therapy would be open to the piranha. It's like, dude, somebody out there, okay, person in the comments, I see you out there and you're watching. If safety first, if you can, let me know if you ever heard of that. Is it like one of those trick sites? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but it looks creepy. The University of Arizona Institute for LGBTQ IIA-P PP to the third, which hosts the drag at an event where the drag queen would guide attendees. The drag queen, by the way, guide the attendees through the cathartic experience. Piranha says that it's going to guide them through the cathartic experience of creating wearable art, makeup, looks, and more. It's like, dude, I don't even want to ask no more, but you already know. also encourage workshop attendees to bring any makeup, costumes, or other supplies they already have and would like to work with, wrote the Institute. The University of Arizona supposedly. Your attention of that. Don't you know that that happens a lot? Where it's just like, oh, these poor babies, they're out here and they're just trying to be transgender all over the place. All right, poor them. They the pallets and stuff like that. Oh, poor them. We're gonna provide that. You dirty white males, y'all keeping people down and stuff like that. Like, why can't y'all just give them money through socialistic means, and so that they could get on their makeup? Ages event. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I'm positive that it is. I went to the University of Arizona. All right, let's see how much free speech they got over there. And you already seen that little Instagram. I don't know what that is, but it looks disgusting. It's like the internet, and probably it should because we're about to click on it. This is an all ages event, and it's open to the youth. Read a Facebook listing for the event. Y'all, I would click on the Facebook listing. But we're gonna check out the legitimateness of what's going on here. I mean, it's super creepy, isn't it? It's the most creepiest thing you ever seen. Yeah, pretty much, right? And so it's just all chaos, dude. Like a week ago, all right. It's got 27 shares, 105 people are interested. I can't seem to believe that this Facebook would also be a joke. All right, so it's leading me to believe that this is actually a dash 2 dot org. Like the goal, the goal of this is to what? Is this workshop provides a space for, right? Because we know we've been out there, we've been saying these things, and people assume that we're making it up when we make it up. Or I mean, when we say it, they assume that we're making it up when we talk about it. All right, is this a real thing? I think that it is. And don't worry, they're all gonna get makeup on them. It's like, oh man, no, I think we're living in reality, believe it or not. I think this is actually happening. All right, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments and stuff, you know. I don't think anyone's arguing it. Thing is, what we're all willing to bet, and it's unfortunate. It's like it doesn't bring us any joy to say this, but what we're all willing to bet is some sort of trauma happened in your life that you could think of, probably. And it doesn't bring us joy. Like, we're not over here laughing and carrying on. Oh, yeah, this person got traumatized sexually as a young child. But we know that this is what happened. All right, good. At that point, right? But you're messing up. Very bad. And real briefly, before I don't even think we're going to read anymore, or we might read a little bit more. But I just want to say, these people out here, little children, traumatized them, got their brains all mixed up. It's quite obvious, all right? Those people don't get no justice upon them, all right? Some of them do. It's not really, it's never good enough. It's never ever good enough. Throughout the whole country, right, directly with taking out all this, whatever you're calling this therapy. People wouldn't need so much therapy if they knew that the person perpetrated upon them, that person get justice all over their head, man. We're not even playing. That'll probably get me kicked off the internet. All right, let's be real. It's dangerous what I'm doing. By the way, you know, I'm gonna leave a link down below to my other channel. You know, obviously, if you're not subscribed, I know that. All right, so that's where you'd find me on the other channel until I get deleted and stuff like that. We're trying to get up off of YouTube eventually. All right, and I mean it. It's something serious. Like, we're here hanging out, but note this: on any day, YouTube. Sorry, so come find me. My name is Gerard and stuff. Just type it into every platform that you ever go on. Be like, oh, it's Gerard there. And they'll tell you. Drag for me is therapy to provide the cathartic experience for other gender, mental health, and activism. Activism, okay. And show important pieces I have seen by other drag performers. Even going in that direction, now it's jumped off the cliff and it's just completely in free for all mode. It can't get more weirder, right? It can't get more absurd. I feel weird being even close to Facebook. And as soon as it bogged down, it bogs me down. Uh, I don't know if we have to go back. Okay, all right. Pretty much goes that direction. But I don't want to spend all the whole broadcast on it. And so, it's weird. I know a little boy who looks just like that little boy if you take off all the clown makeup. And I mean, honestly, I hope that's not him. All right, it took me off the screen. I'm seeing uh, all sort of technical difficulties. Hold on one second. I don't know what y'all are seeing on y'all screens, but okay. Or a game that's being played on this. I don't know. Oh, it took us back to the Courtney's, y'all. What the heck? I was trying to go on Instagram. All right. Currently, I'm trying to tell whether or not it'll let us get on Instagram. Apparently, I can go on sideways. I don't get it. But, anyways, you can see a picture of this thing going sideways. And they got comments. People are writing in the comments. People are saying some stuff. And the thing is, I don't know if I can even click on anything right. Okay, I don't know why, but it's all sideways. All right, that's how we're rolling right now. Um, and you see, there are people. It's like, dude, what the hell is going on in that Instagram picture? Shouldn't this all be a weird, crazy, twisted joke? Is this a joke or is it not a joke? Are people really doing this at the universities, or is somebody playing tricks on us right now? Right? Okay, so they get a comment from what looks like a dead fish or something called Shrimpy G Cocktails, and it says this. It's like, dude, are all these people jokes? Where do these people come from? And that's not the only person. I don't know what this is going to show us. Um, I was clicking on it to see what it would show us. Like, what the heck's going on here besides like weird, grotesque things? And then you go on to the pictures, and guess what? Look, it's sick and weird. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Are these like Halloween tricks that people are doing? Is this for Halloween or something? Like, what's going on here? And you just go through this stuff and you say, "Is this real?" It's like, dude, believe it or not, I couldn't tell you one way or another, but it seems like it's real. Like, people are doing this. Like, this is what people do. This is what people are doing right now, right? And it's not to just say they're doing it in their closet in some weird, crazy, twisted manner, like the way that they've always been doing it, probably. All right, it's to say that, like, yeah, these people are definitely invited to y'all's colleges, universities, high schools, down to the grade schools, and to talk to children of all ages. Like, what's going on here? All right, what is for real going on all over the place over here, man? It's freaking everybody out. If you're not freaked out by this, and this is what's going on, man, like, it's pretty dang extreme. All right, you got this guy here and stuff, man. I don't know. He's just an offshoot of what we were talking about. All right, because you got other people to sue. What the heck does that even mean? I don't know. You got weird, grotesque people over there, and this. I don't know. We can navigate through the Instagram of Piranha Queen. What the heck's going on, man? This is some sort of cathartic experience. I don't know what's. I don't know what's going on. But I got a feeling my whole thing is getting bogged down. Look at all these pictures. You seen this? Is this a sick joke and a trick? I mean, obviously it's a sick joke and a trick, but are there really children involved in this? All right, are children getting attacked by this? Wait, what? How to tell if your guardian angel is gay? Like, what the heck is going on here, dude? Look at this. Oh man, when I said a humongous rabbit hole, all right, of trauma and despair. You already see that we can't even get to the bottom of this. We don't have time to get to the bottom of this. What's going on here? I mean, it's like, dude, like, let's assume, okay, this is a young boy who is whatever you call it, cisgender, and just having a prank on people and just doing this stuff and just pranking people by doing this. All right, that's still a little bit too much. That's still a little bit overwhelming. That you would even be able to come up with this stuff. That you'd be able to come up with all this stuff on your own would be a little bit alarming. All right, wouldn't it? let's think about this. If this was a young boy and he was trying to prank people into thinking something outrageous, um, this is still a little bit too much. All right, you've gone a little bit too far, even if this was a prank. All right, but at the same time, I have the idea that it's not a prank, that it's actually a real person doing a real thing, and that thing is really being encouraged at universities. This honest kids on is so damn creepy. I want to believe dude. Have you ever seen something so creepy in your life? That's really bad, isn't it? University of Arizona. I mean, it's really that bad. Either that or I'm tripping. Happy Easter or whatever. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. All right, we got to get off of that. But I just wanted to show y'all that. All right. Now we want to sit here and just take a breather. Really dwell upon what it is that we just looked at. That's going on? Is that going on? Is it? Is that going on? At the same time, I don't know what else we have on the docket. We have all sort of screenshots that we could go over and that we probably will go over a lot of them. All right. I don't think we're going to get through all of them. But I want to bring up, and I don't know if y'all been hearing about this, but the idea of what we just dealt with. Is that real? Is it fake? Is it a prank? I don't know what's going on here. Or I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we should do, y'all. But it's kind of related. Recently in the news, I know a lot of people were talking about whether or not men can have periods. And I was asking people if they ever heard about something like that. Got poor status, y'all. Poor internet status. And I was talking to men in particular, and I was asking them, "Hey, y'all, did y'all get your periods yet?" And they were kind of starting to laugh, but at the same time, they didn't know whether or not to feel kind of. They're saying on the internet all sort of men are getting their periods, and that's what's happening these days, and that's what's the new normal. And it's like, no, it's not. Come to find out, it isn't. That's not what happens. It's not even close. All right, it's a complete. I don't know if that sits well with any of y'all out there. What we just looked at, it's the complete opposite of good and success, is it not? All right, it's quite clear and stuff. Sides are being drawn, if you will. Get excited about news blitzes. Guess what? Get excited. All right, it's about to go down. Take a sip of this. We already looked at this. We already said, hey, look, that would totally ruin our dining experience, Jack Matt Calf. All right. And take a look at this. All right. I don't even know if we brought it up last time, but of course it's on the mind of everybody. Well, I mean, people out there, what I'm saying, on the internet who we know, it's on there. Okay. The world doesn't make hardly any sense no more at all, right? These people out here doing the news or whatever, these reporters, they suck, all right? They're not good at what they do. They're terrible at what they do. They write their articles. If we wanted to, we just make predictions and write their articles before it ever happens, all right? And then later on down the line, it just say that they plagiarized us. You know what I'm saying? By saying what we're saying, all right? Because that fool was straight up and down disintegrating, all right, at a certain point in time. What does he look like today? All right. How safe is he? Could he get murdered? Because the rest of them, Prince Andrew and everybody else, working for Mossad or something, working for Hamas. So who knows what he was working for? All right. Jeffrey Epstein, forensics say is all suicide. And that's my boy. That's actually my man, Joseph Collin. Jeffrey Epstein, forensics. Obviously, we could have told you. We did tell you. And we've been saying it for weeks and weeks. And now the news is like, oh, yeah, y'all, guess what? Here's the distracting. I can't help but wonder if we're buffering. And, Lord knows we can't afford that. I don't know why we'd be buffering like that, but hold on. All right, it's a little bit of informal kind of technicals that we're working out right now. We're seeing right now, just to let you know, full disclosure. But I'm seeing if I open that back door, the signal comes in better. And if I close that back door, if the signal stops coming in so good. All right, that's what kind of science we got going on around in this here broadcast. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences, y'all. All right, seems to believe that that that's what's happening. I opened the door for some reason, and then we got ambient noise, right, so I don't get distracted, and that's what I did. All right, but then I think it cut off the signal. All right, just for y'all out there who you might want to be getting into doing a podcast or a radio show or you do it, and I would encourage you to do it. All right, I might have time to watch it, just to let you know. I don't know. I don't have that much time, but I might. I want to just jump into the screen. You're familiar with this at all? Broward County Sheriff, all right, over there in Florida, South Florida, Broward County. Um, you the network. I don't know if y'all can see it on the screen. The network status is poor. Please ensure that the connection is strong. It's like, dude, there's nothing I can do about it. It's on my phone. What I'm saying, Scotty Israel didn't stand a chance. All right, not for 1 second. Over there in Broward County, there's no way. He stands a better chance of getting struck. Thing is, he's been putting that sort of thing off. He hasn't really been talking about it. He hasn't announced anything. We were kind of waiting on it. I for certain nobody's gonna vote for him. All right, but now that Gregory Tony officially announced, hey, he's gonna be running for re-election. Here's what the Sheriff Scotty Israel. Obviously, he didn't drop the ball in such a flamboyant, nationwide way. I think we're still gonna see it. All right, it's got to make you ask why. You're gonna start thinking, why is that? There's no way he's gonna win, and he's still gonna do it. And you're gonna ask yourself why. There's an answer to that question. All right, it's very unfortunate. Y'all, I wanted to point this time. I just moved the phone. I'm moving the phone about, right? And seeing where it would stop flashing me that message. Oh, we got a bad signal. Oh, we got a bad signal. It's like, dude, I'm trying my best. I'm moving the phone around. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's like, back in the day, this is way early in the day, when like they had antennas on TVs, you'd mess around with moving the antenna. All right, you put some dang aluminum foil on it. Some people out there don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, those millennials, those Generation Zs. I'm not a millennial, by the way, and I find that very disrespectful. I want to get that out of the way. I want to say it again and again. I'm not a millennial. All right. I had my wherewithal. I went through puberty before the millennium ever came. All right. So I don't appreciate that. I don't know about y'all out there. Let me know in the comments. It's like, what the hell do you think about that? Or maybe you don't think about that. But I'm not a millennial. I refuse that title. Keanu Reeves is 55. See, here's the thing. I didn't know this about Keanu Reeves. I don't care about movie stars and stuff. But I found this kind of interesting. Keanu Reeves, 55, goes public with first girlfriend in decades. It's like, dang, dude, you have a girlfriend in decades? What is that gotta look like? What does that gotta look like? All right, I don't even know any of the story. I actually looked into it subsequently, read into some of the articles a little bit, and apparently Keanu Reeves had a girlfriend a long, long time ago. And thing is, they were almost going to have a baby and start a family, and it's kind of tragic how it went down. Thing is, you could read about it if you want to. And then later on, his girlfriend died. I forget her name. Symes or something, like Jessica Symes or Jennifer Symes or something like that. And she wound up dying like in a car crash or something. I can't really remember, but it was tragic and it cut her life short, right? And then Keanu Reeves hadn't had a girlfriend in a long, long time, apparently. And that was the thing that people knew, I guess, for those people who know stuff. And recently, he went onto the red carpet for like the first time he was ever holding some girl's hand. Right? I found that interesting. You know what I found even more interesting? Is I was looking at the picture, and I don't know about y'all, right? You might say a lot of different things, okay? I was looking at a picture, and the first thing that I thought was, man, Keanu Reeves went and got himself an old lady, right? It's kind of interesting. I was like, dude, this lady right here is old. It's like, dude, how much older? That's what I couldn't help but wonder about Keanu Reeves is how much older is this lady, right? Isn't that surprising? For those people who don't know that lady, I guess she's some sort of painter. I guess. All right. For those people who don't know that lady, she's actually way younger than Keanu Reeves, apparently. Come to find out. Oh, yeah, it says right here in the title. Okay. She's 46 and he's 55, all right? You look at Keanu Reeves and think 55. It's like, dude, 55-year-old people are looking kind of young these days. I'm not sure what's to say about it. Maybe he has good genes and he remains with that dark hair on the head, you know what I'm saying? Um, Anyways, this lady looks old as hell, all right? 55, you look at Keanu Reeves and say, you look pretty good for 55. You look pretty good. And then you look at, if you were to take that amount of years and look at this lady, 46? You look terrible for 46. You look like you had to be getting into your 60s. Like, what happened to this lady? Right? And, you know, there's no reason to be all shallow and stuff like that. That's not what I'm trying to do, but it's just like, what happened to this lady? That's what I can't help but wondering. And, you know, how's it go? Do ladies really age that poorly as compared to a man? Is that how it goes? I mean, is that what it looks like when a 55-year-old walks into a place with a 46-year-old lady? Is that what it looks like? Because if so, how could you even blame dudes for going after 20 and 30-year-olds, right? Because this is something else. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, we're running a little bit low on time. We're gonna be going for probably another 10 minutes. So, you know, we're gonna wind it down from here. All right. See if we can't get a little bit of relaxing in. But this is actually pretty important. I wanted to draw attention to the fact that we're not going to get through all the screenshots. I got many more to go. All right. Like, for example, this was the other day. I don't want to know about this, but see, look at all the different screenshots. Hold on. Sometimes I mess up, but look at all these different other screenshots that we had to go over. I don't know why I doubled them. Anyways, there's a lot of them, all right, as you can see. We want to talk about every single one of these. That's why we had to have these broadcasts every, gosh, there's so many, and all of them have different points to be made that we could discuss at great length if we wanted to. All these different screenshots. So let me tell you, dude, there's no shortage of material that we have to talk about. I mean, all these things, dude. That's how many that we have, right? This is at the end of the line. Ohio woman mauled to death by two large thin dogs. Oh man, are we going to talk about that? And so all sort of advice that I had to give to y'all about dogs. All right. And come to find out that's actually important because that wasn't the only lady I heard recently getting mauled by dogs. All right. That's not the only person I heard who's getting mauled by dogs recently. I just got to bring it up. I hope it's something that doesn't continue down as like a very popular thing. Like, I hope that's not trending as far as into the near future with people getting mauled by dogs, packs of wild dogs. All right. Sounds like Mad Max or something like it's like, what in the world? The thing is, people need advice, I think, when it comes to dogs and stuff. They don't realize about dogs. And it's like, dude, I'm not a dog whisperer, but I grew up in South Central Texas, so it's like I have some sort of idea. And I just wanted to give some advice on that. But that's a ways from now. We got so much to discuss, all right? So that's just to let you know we have all sort of news on the docket that we may or may not even get to. There'll be more news to come day after day. But investigation clears assistant principal Stoneman Douglas of mishandling school safety issues. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, who they're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, his name right here, it doesn't say it, but he's Winifred Porter Jr. All right, and this is in regards to Parkland, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Oh, that incident. February 14th, 2018. We've been covering it very closely. There's all sort of questions, just to let you know, and you already do know probably, that cannot be answered. And we're talking about simple ask questions. Where's the authority? Who's responsible for this? We have simple questions. By the way, I got turbo force up in this drink, all right? Hate on it if you want. I got some force behind me right now. Um, Investigation, Winifred Porter, Jr., Assistant Principal. All right, so simple of questions that you can ask different various authority figures in this situation. They'll never be able to answer you. Simple questions. Okay, so when we're talking about Winifred Porter Jr., if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, maybe I'm getting things mixed up, y'all let me know. Okay, he was the assistant principal who went over the intercom because remember, the other principal, the main principal, he wasn't there. He was at the airport for no good reason. All right, on Valentine's Day, what was he doing there? We want simple explanations. We want it now. We want it corroborated evidence. We want everything to check out, and it's not. All right, so the main principal was not there. He was at the airport. Assistant principal, he's the one who learned about the fire alarm or something, or so he's the one who engaged. He's the one where the fire alarm goes off. Now, this is an open campus where it's all sort of buildings. The question arises, and we should have answers to it. All right, maybe some of us do. All right, but they're very hard to find. It's like an Easter egg hunt, dude. What buildings actually have fire alarms going off? Was it all of them? Was it half of them? Was it only one building? Did you have children evacuating from every single building? Is that protocol? What is protocol? All right, as simple as question as that. Hey, what's the protocol for fire alarms? And for if there's a fire at the school, because here we know that this is an open campus. It's also different buildings. So what if one building catches a little bit of fire? Is everybody going to evacuate from every single building? Is that the smart thing to do? Whether or not it is the smart thing to do, is that protocol? Is that just what protocol is? What's the protocol? And you all finding out whether or not there is a fire, right? Because obviously there was not fire, so to speak, in building 12, all right? So what is the protocol? How do you, I mean, let's say there is a fire in a building. How do you, as a principal on the other side of the building, know that there's a fire in that building? Do you call people on the walkie-talkie? Do you have some sort of video surveillance, a camera room, if you will, where you can take a look and see if stuff's actually on fire? That way, when you tell people over the intercom during the fire alarm to evacuate from their classroom like you did, like all sort of witnesses can attest that you did, all right? Is there some sort of protocol for knowing whether or not it's a fire? Is that a simple question or not? We can't ask y'all no kind of questions at all, no matter how simple. Is that protocol? Okay, and is it protocol for y'all to have, say, perhaps a signal word that you'd be able to tell all the faculty that they would know whether or not it's a, because here's the thing, am I mistaken, where wasn't it years ago that they figured out, hey, people can put us in precarious situations by simply turning on the fire alarm and having everything be chaos, all right? People could hypothetically create sitting ducks, which apparently was one of the intentions of Nicholas Cruz, was to pull the fire alarm. This is what y'all said. Pull the fire alarm. That way all sort of students would come out and he would shoot them down like some sitting ducks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what y'all said, right? So wouldn't y'all have some sort of protocol against it? I seem to believe that y'all do, and that protocol was not followed. Not at all. All right. So when it talks about investigation clears assistant principal, as Thurman Douglas, oh yeah, I bet it does. I'm sure that it does because the investigation is being held by either a complete, absolute, total, rampant criminals, or B, people who are so inept that there's no way that they could perform their job in an adequate nature. Their shoes probably don't have laces that you can even tie. They're probably the shoes that only look like they have laces, and they like squeeze them on their feet. They got little sock shoes, all right? These people out here, it's one or the other. There's no three ways about it. All right, it says in black and white, and it says in the sun setting on. You know what I'm saying, this Pulitzer Prize winning publication. It says right there. There's no three ways about it. There is no third way. It's one of two ways. That's what's going on here. And all you have to ask is the most simplest of questions. You're not going to be allowed to. He's going to be relocated or he's going to go wherever he wants. Don't ask him no questions, right? What is the protocol of a fire alarm? That's all you had to say. And this guy and his whole story is going to become absolutely absurd. Right? He's gonna be caught in a lie, but nah, whatever. He's being dismissed. We have no further questions for this fella, unfortunately. And that's something I wanted to point out. That's pretty much gonna end the broadcast. Might look at the next thing. We had that investigation. That's the headline, right? And it was written about a couple different places. All right, I'm sure that you're gonna find. Sunset, no, you're probably gonna have to pay money for it, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much how we're gonna end the broadcast. There's definitely other stuff that we could talk about. I don't know. Nothing very interesting. I guess we'll knock this one out of the way so we don't have to wait for next time. But as we're leaving out, I want to thank everybody who's going to contribute to this and has already contributed to this channel. I thank you and I appreciate you. It's all about teamwork, right? It's the body of Christ, all right? Some people might get uncomfortable when I say that, but it's about teamwork. It's about people coming together despite their differences and figuring out how to build together, right? That's what we're doing. And I appreciate you out there, all right? It's not about me at all right? I'm not just trying to be extra modest. It really isn't about me, all right? Because I want to get out of here in a second, but also I meant to say at the beginning of this broadcast, some people might come here and they might get the wrong idea. For whatever reason, they might find this entertaining, what we're doing here. But what I gotta let you know and stress out there is that this is not for entertainment. I know, I get what you mean, because that is kind of the tack that I take. But it's not for entertainment. Right? You see how absurd what we're talking about is, right? You see that these people would sooner kill you than have you call them out on their lies, right? These people. And so it is going to be a very, very dangerous situation, in the near future. I would imagine. Unless a miracle happens, and trust me, I'll take the miracle. But I don't think it's going to happen, right? So it's going to be some sort of confrontation from these people, all right? Not from us, all right? But we're going to have to defend ourselves, surely. So, in one way or another, I wanted to just kind of join y'all on this journey to that destination, to that conflict, all right? And somehow be more prepared, be better prepared and equipped, through this broadcast, through teamwork, through what we've learned together, through what we shared, and be better equipped for that particular moment in time to deal with it, whatever it is, something outrageous. I mean, my thoughts go back to what we were discussing in the beginning of this broadcast. That was outrageous, wasn't it? It is what it is. We'll end it on this one, though. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine's testimony. Oh, no. I got a visitor. Hold on. Dang it. I didn't know if I would have a visitor this soon. But I wanted to end this broadcast. Look, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he reveals how the music industry intertwined with gang culture. Hey, man. Dang, it's early as hell, man. You don't know what you know what time it is?
You didn't get my text message?
No, but I'll check it in a second. So we had to get there at 10:30?
Yeah, we can.
All right, yeah, we will. What's it about 10? All I was gonna say, y'all, is that there's a movie called Be Cool, and that was written a long time ago. I don't watch movies anymore, but Be Cool is pretty good. And that'll show you the gang culture and music, the music industry, all right? So it's like they treat this as news. Fox is fake news. It's all fake news, and I'm gonna have to holler at y'all later because I gotta get to work and make that money. I'll holler at y'all not tomorrow, but on Friday. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll holler at y'all.